हे यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह बहे नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह हे नरसिंह बहे नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह बहे नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नरसिंहमधिं शरणं प्रपदे नरसिंहमधिं शरणं प्रपदे नरसिंह तव कर कमलवरे नाखा अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा केशवद्रेता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमल भरे नाका केशवदीता नरहरि हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय केशवदृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय केशवदृता नरहरि जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय 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 गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर सर्व भक्त विघ्न विनाशक नरसिंहदेव भगवान की भक्त श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की ताय गौर प्रेमानंदे Hare Krishna. Now there will be the class on Bhagavad Gita in English language. So be seated in the temple hall. अभी कुछ ही समय में भगवद गीता पे प्रवचन होगा अंग्रेजी में, तो कृपया करके शांति से टेम्पल हॉल में बैठे रहिए। हरे कृष्णा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. 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 Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari. 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 Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jayo Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Jaya Shri Gopal Shri Gopal Shri Gopal Jaya Shri Gopal Jaya Shri Gopal Shri Gopal Shri Gopal Jaya Shri Gopal Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. On Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol, Nitai Gaura Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की समवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, chapter entitled Transcendental Knowledge. And this evening we will be reading verse number 21st. Please repeat after me. Nirashir yat chittatma tyaktva sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvannapnoti kilbisham. Nirashir yat chittatma tyakta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvannapnoti kilbisham. Nirashir yat chittatma tyakta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvannapnoti kilbisham. So translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: such a man of understanding acts with mind and intelligence perfectly controlled, gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possessions, and acts only for the bare necessities of life. Thus working, he is not affected by sinful reactions. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. A Krishna conscious person does not expect good or bad results in his activities. His mind and intelligence are fully controlled. He knows that because he is a part and parcel of Supreme, the part played by him as a part and parcel of the whole is not his own activity, but is only being done through him by the Supreme. When the hand moves, it does not move out of its own accord, but by the endeavor of the whole body. A Krishna conscious person is always dovetailed with the supreme desire, for he has no desire for personal sense gratification. He moves exactly like a part of a machine. As a machine part requires oiling and cleaning for maintenance, so a Krishna conscious man maintains himself by his work just to remain fit for action in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. He is therefore immune to all the reactions of his endeavors. Like an animal, he has no proprietorship even over his own body. A cruel proprietor of an animal sometimes may kill the animal in his possession, yet the animal does not protest. Nor does it have any real independence. A Krishna conscious person, fully engaged in self realization, has very little time to falsely possess any material object. For maintaining body and soul, he does not require unfair means of accumulating money. He does not, therefore, become contaminated by such material sins. He is free from all reactions to his actions. Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakalalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamischa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from chapter 4, chapter entitled Transcendental Knowledge, verse 21st. The verse is as follows: Nirashiryat chittatma tyakta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvannapnoti kilbisham. Such a man of understanding acts with his mind and intelligence perfectly controlled, gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possessions, and acts only for the bare necessities of life. Thus, working is not affected by the sinful reactions. So, welcome all the devotees for this Sunday evening Bhagavad Gita session that we have every Sunday in the evening. This chapter which we are discussing is named as a transcendental knowledge, and the series of verses which we are going through, it talks about how to act. What is the cycle of this karma? That's what the discussion is. Before this, Krishna says in 16th verse, Kim karma kim akarmeti kavayo api atra mohita tette karma pravakshyami yad gyatva moksha se ashubhat. So Krishna tells to Arjuna in 16th verse, what is karma? What is akarma? Even the kavi, the great wise people, kavayo api atra mohita, they get bewildered. So then Arjuna may say, then how will I come to know? So Krishna is telling, tatte karma pravakshyami, that I will tell you. Why Krishna has to tell? Because Krishna in this chapter previously said that actually this knowledge of how to work or act for a Kshatriya comes in a parampara, which in due course of time has been destroyed. Therefore, I have come again to re-establish that parampara. And what was that parampara? Earlier this knowledge was given to Sun God. Sun God gave it to his son, then to his son. In that way, in parampara it is coming. In the meanwhile, it was broken. So now, if even the great sages gets bewildered in understanding this, then who will teach Arjuna? So therefore Krishna is saying, tatte karma pravakshami, I will tell you. Yad jnatva, knowing which, moksha se ashubhad, you will get delivered from the ashubha, inauspiciousness. What is the inauspiciousness in this world? To come back in this world, to take rebirth in this world. It's inauspicious. Why? Because this world is compared to like a jail. Do we get any happiness in the jail? No, the jail is not meant for happiness. It is meant to punish someone who once goes inside, thinks of how should I get out. So in this world, we are not supposed to make a cozy place for our permanent residence. In fact, to do our business and get out. So Krishna has designed it in such a way that it remains a jail. That means miseries are there. If somebody says that I don't, I am happy. Wait and watch. Even a drunkard feels I am happy. When he's so drunk and he's lying down in a mess, he feels I am happy. But when he comes to his senses, he will understand sooner or later. So time will reveal to the people who do not find any misery in this world. So yad jnatva, so knowing what kind of work to perform, which is binding us, which gives us the rebirth, just knowing will not do, right? So yad jnatva means knowing, understanding. So first is theoretical, then understanding, then realizing after acting upon it. So that's how. Then the verse keeps on going. Karmona api bodhavyam bodhavyam cha vikarmana. Know what is karma, what is vikarma, what is akarma, should be understood. And one who sees action in inaction, inaction in action, he is a buddhiman vyakti, he is a panditam. So in that way, verse 18 and then 19, which says that yasya sarve samarambe kama sankalpa varjita. One who's all the endeavors, that means he's acting, right? He plans, he acts. So one who's all the actions, kama sankalpa varjita, which is free from the kama, desires. Varjita, kama sankalpa varjita. Jnana agdi dagda karmanam. So dagda means burnt out. What? Karma. Karma can mean reaction, action and reactions also. So here the karma means reaction. So the reactions of the actions performed are burned by what? Gyan, Gyan Agni, the fire of knowledge. So the fire, the knowledge is compared here with the fire, which burns the reactions of the actions which are performed without any desire. Selfish desire, material desire. Kama sankalpa varjita, jnanagdi dagda karmanam, tam ahu panditam buddha. To such kind of people, the Buddhiman Vyakti says he is a Pandita. Pandita means one who knows what is right, what is wrong, what is self-realization means. That is a Pandita. Going ahead, verse 20th, which says that Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya trupto nirashraya karmani abhipravarto api naivat kinchit karoti sa. Tyakta karma phala sangam. So, phal asanga. Asanga means attachment to the result. Phal means result. Result of what? Activity. Right? Anybody here who works for free in a company is saying that I don't mind, you don't give me the salary, I will work. Or let the government take away all the taxes, 100%, I will work and I will give the tax to the government. Will any person do like that? No. Why? Because desires moves the people. Right? So, tyaktva, giving up, karma phala sangam, the attachment to the results of one's activity. Right? Because activity we have to do. We cannot remain without doing any activity. Empty mind is a devil's workshop. So we have to act. So, tyakta karma phala sangam, nitya truptaha. Satisfied. Nitya trupta. Nirashraya. Not taking the ashraya of any other personalities. That means taking ashraya of Supreme Lord. Right? So, nitya trupta, nirashraya, karmani abhipravarto api. Karmani, in activities, abhipravarto. If he gets engaged in all kinds of activities, karmani abhipravarto api, naiva kinchit karoti saha. He does not do anything. That means the actions that he performs does not bear any reactions. Because reactions are given to person who performs the action. So this person, though he is acting in all the ways, karmani abhipravarto api, naiva kinchit karoti sa, he is not doing anything. Just like a judge. He says, he gives the order, kill him, relieve him. But do he get any reaction for relieving somebody or killing or giving a punishment of killing? No. Why? Because his actions are not based on his own mind and intelligence, his own desires, right? It is based on the law book, right? And who is the reason behind that actions? Or for this result which a court, a lawyer or a judge is giving? Who is responsible? A person who is performing, right? So in the same way, even though a devotee of a Lord, even though he is acting in all different ways, still, naiva kinchit karoti sa, he is not doing anything. In the sense, he is not getting binded by the reactions of his actions. Now, today's verse, which says that, nirasir yadachit atma tyakta sarva parigraha. So, nir-ashir. Nir-ashir. Nir means not. Ashi. Asha. Ashi means one who has asha. Right? Nirashir means one who does not have asha. So means nirashir means one who does not desire. Desire what? Material gains. Results from one's activity. To enjoy the fruits of one's activities. So that kind of person who does not desire to enjoy the fruits of his own activities, such a person is nirashir. That's the one meaning of nirashir. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki Jai. So asha, everybody has desire, right? Material desire, without which this world does not function. If you see everyone moving in Mumbai or in anywhere in this planet, full of desires. Desire makes one move. Somebody goes to Lonavala for what? Desire. To see the things, the beauty of the nature. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that. But what I am telling is the desire that moves the people. Everyone. Right? But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, 12th verse, what does he say? Chintam aparimeyam cha pralayantam upashrita kama upabhoga parama etavad iti nishchita asha pasha shater baddha kama krodha parayana ihante kama bhogartam anyayena artha sanchayan. They believe that to gratify the senses, they means this chapter is talking about the demoniac and the divine people. So now in this verse, it's focusing about the demoniac people. What is their desire? So it is focusing on that. So it says that they believe the demoniac mentality. So demoniac people means not with the teeth, with a like carnivorous teeth on the front and defamed. That is Rakshasa. But then the demoniac people means the mind mentality is demoniac. They may look beautiful, but the mindset is demoniac. So what is kind of what they believe? They believe that to gratify the senses is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, until the end of life, their anxiety is immeasurable. Why? Because to satisfy or to fructify, one has to work, desire, and the demands never end, one after another. So, thus, until the end of their life, the anxiety is immeasurable, bound by a network of hundreds of thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger. They secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Right? Fast money, quick money, shortcuts, do all kinds of wrong things for gaining money. Why? Because money can buy sense gratification. Therefore, paisa bolta hai in this world. Why? Because by that many things can be bought for sense gratification. So, asha pasha sater baddha. So, asha, they have a desire. What kind? How many? Shater, hundreds of. Shatak lagate hain, hundreds of desires, one after another. And does it end? Does the desire end? Is there anybody who feels that, oh, I have worked nicely, now let me retire? I have nothing to achieve now in this world. I am satisfied. I am ready to leave the body. No. Nobody can be found like that unless one is self-realized. In 9th chapter, 12th verse, Krishna says, Moga asha moga karmano moga jnana vichetasaha rakshasim asurim chaiva prakritim mohini shrita. So moga asha moga karmano moga jnana vichetasa. So rakshasim asurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shrita. So such kind of people who have a lot of desires, all these desires are baffled. Why? Because Maya Devi, the Prakriti, this world, acts in such a way, it's like a machine which converts every sukha into dukkha. There is happiness in this world, but it's not long lasting. The material energy or the Maya Devi is such, it works in such a way that all the happiness of this world ends with what? Misery. Therefore, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 11th chapter, there is a 11th canto, 8th chapter, 44th verse, there is a prostitute whose name is Pingala. She says, Asha hi param dukkham. So once she was waiting for a customer, and for waiting for a long time, no customer could be found. Somehow she got a realization by Krishna's grace. And then, after getting realization how she has wasted her time and no more to depend on any living being now, on outside people for the money, so then she comes to this realization that Asha hi param dukkham. Asha, expectation. Why? Because she was expecting maybe this person will come, will sleep with me and give me money. So then she says, after gaining that realization by the mercy of the Lord, she writes, Asha hi param dukkham Nirashrayam param sukham. So if we keep on desiring many things from the people, from the things, like from the mobile, we have so much expectations. This new mobile will work in this way, will satisfy my this needs, that need. This new person or the new relationship will behave in such a way that will give pleasure to me. Or if something is wrong, I will fix it. So we are there to fix that person. Right? But asha hi param dukkham. That asha leads to dukkha, expectation from the things of this world and from the people of this world. Because things are bound to deteriorate by time. Right? Dysfunction, software dysfunctions. If not on its own, company people give such a update that after some time it goes slow, battery deteriorates, so that we buy the new thing, so that the business goes on. So similarly, the people, other people from whom we expect, their mood changes. When the new relationship, everything is new, right? When the new mobile, it's new, right? We feel happiness, but after some time, nothing new. So similarly, in the new relationship, first initially it's new, but after that there's nothing newness. घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर. And then we feel, अरे पहले तो you are like so wishing me, waiting for me, and now what happened? But that's the nature of the world. With the time, everything deteriorates. And sometimes the people may have problem, right? Difficulty, diseases. Even the body changes. In the body, different kind of things, the hormone changes, the period comes, the menopause period comes, different thing comes, and the person is disturbed. And the front person is not understanding what's happening. And they said, Arey, first, earlier you were not like that. Arey, but try to understand, give other people a space to understand. But if we have expectations, then asha hi param dukkham. So, coming back to our verse, which says that nirashir yata chittatma tyakta sarva parigram shariram kevalam karma kurvanti na apnoti kilvisham. Such a person is not affected by sinful reactions. Nirashir. So we are talking about now, first word, nirashir. If one is nirashir, not having undue expectations. Why undue expectation? One can expect from God, right? One can desire for bhakti. That's not a wrong desire. Because desire moves one. Without desire, nothing can move. So passion is needed to move the people, to work, to achieve something. We need the goals to set. So similarly for bhakti, we need to grow. So without desire, nobody will work. So desire is not wrong. As long as we are living, desires will be there. But what kind of desires? Not for material gains, for sense gratification. One time, Prabhupada was asked by his disciple, that Prabhupada, so many disciples you have now, and I see people are leaving you. Many of them are leaving you. So Prabhupada said, it's not surprising that many are leaving. He said, the surprising thing is, there are many who are staying back. See? So people come to ISKCON to by various desires, right? And when their desire is fulfilled, they leave. Right? Somebody comes, prays to the God, oh Lord, exam mein pass kar dena. There are colleges here nearby. And when the exam period comes, everybody comes, all the students. I said, अचानक भीड़ कैसे बन गई? तो बोले exam है. I said, oh, okay. So for some days they will come and then they will go away. So Prabhupada knows the reality of this world. He's not attached. Though he has an enthusiasm to preach strongly, that we can see. The right at that age he went. But then he was nirashir. He was nirashir. But then nirashi is not having expectations from the people unnecessarily. But then he had expectation from Krishna. That's why in Jalduta he wrote that, oh Lord, you are sending me there. I'm an old man. My accent is a Bengali. English accent is Bengali. And these people, Americans, they don't give any bhav to Indians. I'm old and having nothing to give them. I don't know how their hearts will be transformed, but I have a faith in you. If you so desire, then please empower my words which will attract their dull-headed brains and transform their hearts which is filled with passion and ignorance and make sense of from my words. He prayed, hopeful. So one should be hopeful, but nirashir. Asha can also mean direction. Asha can also mean direction. So direction in life. So the devotees of the Lord, they have no direction, in the sense, not different kind of directions. Their only direction is towards Krishna. They are focused towards Krishna. If it pleases the Krishna, I will do it. If it does not please Krishna, I will not go in that direction. So if you want to understand whether should I do this, not do this, ask. If Krishna is in front, or spiritual master is in front, and if he sees us, he's seeing us. If I do this, will he be pleased? Or if I do this, will he be pleased? We get the answer, whether to do or not. So our heart, it tells. Paramatma in the heart, it tells, it guides. Initially, when we do anything wrong, something is lying there, say in the corner, in the temple. Nobody's looking. And we need that thing. Then are we going to in front of everybody and taking it? Or chupke se le rahe? Why we are taking it by hiding? Because we don't want others to see. Inside our conscience is telling, don't. Right? So initially that voice is stronger. But if one keeps on doing the same mistake repeatedly, becomes a thief, he does not mind stealing or doing anything wrong. They become a seasoned professional cheater or something, or a thief. So our heart tells. So that's how the asha can mean desire, or it can mean the direction. Third, the asha can also mean the poisonous teeth of the snake. The snake has a poisonous teeth, right? So if we consider in our body there are how many senses? 5 senses. They are compared to the snake. They are compared to the snake. And when we say nirashir, these senses which are there compared to a snake, what is the poison in that senses? That is the rag and dvesh these senses has. Our senses have rag and dvesh, which is compared to the poison. Why rag and dvesh is considered to be a poison? First let's understand what is rag and dvesh. Raga means attachment, right? Like if somebody gifts you a new, latest mobile, what happens? Attachment. Wherever we go, where is my, oh yeah, it's there. See, we keep it nearby, closest to us, and keep seeing where it is. Why? Attachment. And if you do not find, then what happens? Misery. If we lose, if we do not find it, we lose it. Now this is mobile. Say, sweetheart, like our soulmate. We meet, we get into relationship. How is it? Rag, right? We get attachment. We get pleasure, right? So attachment, right? Happy. And then that person has to leave because time passes very quickly. I see my sisters, I have a joint family. So my sisters and brothers, when they got engaged, they'd be on phone. Hours together. बोले यार फोन पे क्या बात कर रहे हैं? तो बोले उनसे बात करें. मतलब घंटों. बोले what do you speak? बोले you will not understand. But speak for hours. Why? Because newness, attachment, rag. And then how long they will speak? Till the data allows or till the time allows, right? Night they have to sleep. And then they have to keep the phone. And then what to do? They are remembering, right? They are missing. So what kind? So that missing is happy or misery? Misery. So see, rag leads to misery. Now coming to the dvesh. Dvesh also leads to the misery. What is the dvesh? A child is taken to a doctor. First time. And is he crying? Will he cry? He's going with his mother, father, who is taking, let's go to this place. He does not know who is doctor, what doctor does. So he goes, bindas, right? And he sees, and his doctor is wearing something and is touching him. He feels, oh, what he's doing? And then doctor says, thoda sa dena padega. And he makes that boy turn and then removes him half pant and then applies some, thanda. What is that? Dettol, na? It's cool, right? And he feels nice. And then, shot. And he cries, Wee! Wee ma! And then swelling is there. For 2-3 days he's crying. So dvesh, misery, right? And then next time he's taken to doctor. And then what will happen? Will he be happy? Or he will have a klesh? The klesh. Why? Because that dvesh, that just like raga, attachment, so dvesh now is detached. And he does not want that because he experienced. So the remembrance of that dvesha leads to misery. That is the klesh in itself. Just like remembering something pleasurable thing, then we hanker for it. So that hankering, right? If anybody has tasted something pleasurable, right? It's very... Right? Initially when I joined this temple, so there were few brahmacharis who were sitting, senior, and they were asking me, girlfriend thi kya college mein? I said, girlfriend? Kyun pooch rahe bhai? So I don't know, they would have something in the mind, that's why they would be asking, right? Girlfriend thi kya? And I would say, girlfriend? पढ़ाई में ध्यान करूं या girlfriend में ध्यान करूं? I said, no, but then I was thinking, why they were asking? Because somebody who have a girlfriend, affair, and what not, then they would be missing that, right? So then to focus on the purpose become difficult. Isn't it? And then vairagya also comes. So maybe because of that he's not joining, na? Suppose he would have said, yeah, भाग गई, इसलिए भी आ रहा हूं, तो reject हो जाता था. I do not know, but they know all these things, right? But this is how the things work. Rag, dvesha. Rag, the remembrance of that pleasure gives us misery. And the remembrance of dvesha also gives us misery. So in this world there is misery one after another. Right? When we are born, we are born crying. Right? When we leave the body, we are crying. And in the middle, how are you? Happy. Yeah, happy, but after happiness comes misery. After misery comes happiness. And in that way, it starts with misery. In middle, there is more or less misery. Or the nature will ensure that this jail remains the jail. People wants to get out, right? Therefore, those who understand that something is wrong in this world, they become jigyasu. They want to understand. थोड़ा गीता, लोग गीता गीता बोलते हैं, ISKCON वाले सुनते हैं, क्या है? Some miseries will be removed. What? Maybe I'll get something, right? So they come to Krishna consciousness. It's needed. This jigyasa is needed. So one who understands the reality of this world to some extent, they become candidate. They are the adhikar for Bhagavad Gita. So to such people, that rag and dvesh, it's compared to a poisonous, it's compared to the poison of the snake. Because senses are poison. Senses are compared to the snake. And this rag and dvesh is compared to the poison. So for nirashir means one whose poisonous teeth are removed. That means they are not attached to the sensual pleasures of this world. Such are the nirashir. For them, even if they use their senses for something, Because they don't have kama, desire, that sense, that poisonous raga desh is removed. So even if they are using their senses, it is still not affecting them. It's still not binding them. So therefore, nirashir. Okay, let's go ahead. One word. Yata chitatma. So yata chitatma. So the yata means control. Prabhupada translates here, yata chit atma. Yata means control. Chit atma, the mind and intelligence. So, Chitta, Kapil Muni in second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, he says that Chitta is a state of a Satagun wherein everything is crystal clear. Just like rainwater, when it falls on the ground initially, so before touching the ground, it is pure, crystal clear, right? And in that crystal clear water, one can see everything inside, right? If you have a crystal clear water, you can see what it is, everything as it is. So one whose chitta, consciousness, chetana, is pure, right? Then he can see everything, what's going in the world, what kind of person another is. He can understand by talking to people what's their intention. They can read the people whose consciousness is clear, controlled, chit atma, right? So now, when it falls, so this rainwater, it's pure, right? Initially, then it touches the ground. Then what happens? It becomes muddy, contaminated. So with that, can we see what is there inside? No. So one cannot know what is inside. One cannot see the super soul. Not one can see the Supreme Lord, right? Because you need the chitta. The consciousness has to be pure, right? In that pure consciousness, one can understand himself, spirit soul, super soul, and outside he can see the Supreme Lord. If his consciousness is pure, therefore, yata chitatma, controlled or stopped chitta. Now, two things are needed. Just purity will not do. The water, if it touches the ground, it is contaminated. Now you purify the water, but the water is moving. Then can we see? If the water is moving, can we see what is inside? Right? If the mind is chanchal, then can we realize Supreme Lord? Can the self-realization happen? No. So, chanchal mana or chetana will not help. Purity and sthirta is needed. Krishna compares this chetana with the lamp, unwavering lamp. He compares this. In Bhagavad Gita 6.19, Krishna says, Yada viniyatam chittam atmani evatvatistate nispriha sarva kamebhyo yukta iti uchyate tada. When the yogi, by the practice of yoga, disciplines his mental activities and becomes situated in transcendence, devoid of all material desires, he is said to be well established in yoga. This is verse number 18. And then verse 19 says, Yatha dipo nivatastho nengate soma pasprita yogino yata chittasya yunjato yogamatmanaha. As a lamp in a windless place does not waver, so the transcendentalist whose mind is controlled remain always steady in his meditation on the transcendental self. So just like a lamp which does not waver, right? Because if the lamp is there, it needs to be burning, right? To get the prakash, to get the light. So it needs to be burning. Second thing is, if it is wavering, then what will happen? The light will not be clear. So you need to have a burning lamp along with the unwavering, in a windless place, unwavering lamp. So similarly, the mind, it needs purity, that is no contamination. Along with that, it needs what? Steadiness, sthirta, unwavering. Therefore, the word which is used in this word is Yata chittatma. Yata means controlled or stopped. Chitta. Chitta means the consciousness, the chetana. So the one whose chetana is controlled is yata chittatma. Atma can mean body, Atma can mean soul. So that person whose mind is controlled is yata chittatma. Next, tyaktva sarva parigraha. Tyaktva is very easy to understand, giving up. Sarva, everything. Parigraha. Pari means completely. Graha means जिसको ग्रहण करके रखते, गृहित. What are the people hold to in this world? Wife, children, wealth, possessions, home, etc. Right? So tyaktva sarva parigraha. So one who gives up. But giving up means what? Uses it in Krishna's service. Who utilizes everything, his possessions, in service of Krishna. Such kind of people. Like Prabhupada. He took sannyas. He saw this wife is not favorable for Krishna consciousness. On the contrary, she was opposite. She was coming in the middle. She sold all the translations which Prabhupada wrote for the few biscuits. Prabhupada said, enough. He explained, he guided, but still, no support. He said, now enough. Gave up. Tyaktva sarva parigraha. Shari. So now, if everything is to be given, then how we will maintain our body? Question may come. How we will maintain our body if we give everything up in Krishna's service? How will maintain our body? We need something, right? So Krishna says, Shariram kevalam karma. Shariram kevalam karma. What does that mean? Shariram, Prabhupada translates, in keeping body and soul together. Just for keeping body and soul together. अर्थात जीवित रहने के लिए केवलम only karma, work. So how much we should work? What Bhagavad Gita says? One duty, another duty, 3 shifts. Oh. Why we need 3 shifts? To keep body and soul, how much we need? How much food we need? To keep the body and soul. We need food, right? Do we need liquor? Do we need meat? See? Just to keep the body and soul together, whatever little, one should work only that much. Keval shariram kevalam karma. Kurvanti na apnoti kilbisham. Kurvanti. When somebody does such kind of activities, na apnoti kilbisham, he does not get sins. Na apnoti kilbisham, he does not get sinful reactions. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he says in the 9th chapter, mat chitta mad gata prana. So here he says, yata chittatma. Right? One needs to have a clear consciousness by which he can understand himself, Atma, Paramatma. But then, if we are Krishna conscious, Krishna says, mat chitta mad gata prana. Mat means me. So if we are conscious of Krishna, if we are Krishna consciousness, then what will happen? We will attain Krishna. We will know Supreme Lord. We will not only know who we are as a spirit soul, not only will know super soul, but we will also know who is Krishna, Bhagwan. That's the complete knowledge. Because the transcendental can mean Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagwan. Right? Bhagwan realization is the highest. So if we control, the Chetna is controlled, then that is Chittatma. One can understand super soul and Atma. But one is who is Mat Chitta, which will come further in the 9th chapter. Mat Chitta Mad Gata Prana Bodhayantas Parastaram. So that kind of devotees who are conscious of Krishna, they will attain Krishna. They will know Krishna. That's why Prabhupada gave International Society for Krishna Consciousness, to be conscious of Krishna. And then, Shariram Kevalam Karma. Work only for as much as required to keep this body and soul together. Otherwise, sins will come. So then what to do? So then 7th canto, 14th chapter, 8th verse, which is spoken by Narad Muni to Yudhishthir Maharaj. What he says? Yavad briyet jataram tavat swatam hi dehinam adhikam yo bhimanyeta sasteno dandam arhati. One may claim proprietorship to as much wealth as required to maintain body and soul together. But one who desires proprietorship over more than that must be considered a thief. Stena dandam. And he deserves to be punished by the laws of the nature. See, Narad Muni is telling. The proprietorship, one can claim proprietorship towards as much wealth as is required to maintain the body and soul together. More than that, if a person holds, he is a thief. So that's why, if we earn more, we should utilize as much as needed for the body and the soul. Rest of the things we should offer it to Krishna. Yat karoshi, yad shasi, yad josi dadasi yad, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurusha madarpanam. We should offer it to Krishna. Offer it to Krishna means what? What does Krishna desire? What does he want? What does the Krishna want? He wants to eat. He wants to enjoy. He sees that the people in this world are bereft of Krishna consciousness. They have forgotten Lord. Therefore, they are going through the miseries. So if we give them remembrance, or if we propagate this knowledge about Krishna consciousness, then Krishna will be pleased. Therefore, Krishna says in 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that one who propagates this message to everyone, in the short, one who brings the lost souls to Krishna's consciousness, is most dear to me. So we should all directly or indirectly preach. If we have money, extra money, we should use in preaching. Conduct programs, distribute prasad, Bhagavad Gita, so that this knowledge is spread. And if we don't have money, we can still participate in distributing books. Somebody who donates, we should hand it over to others. We can speak about Krishna, we can teach about Krishna. There are various ways one can propagate this mission of Krishna consciousness. So, Shariram Kevalam Karma. So when we say this, the another meaning of Shariram Kevalam Karma means he only acts, only his body is acting. Shariram Kevalam, only his body is acting. His mind and intelligence is not in that. There is one story. In the Bhagavatam, there is a story wherein Sudarshan, there is a Brahmana, Sudarshan, who has a good wife, Oghavati. So they are from traditional ancient society, wherein the guest, whoever comes, they are like Atiti Devo Bhava. If somebody comes as a guest, then to fulfill their desire is the primemost duty of any Grihastha. And who comes as a guest? A Brahmana. And who is that Brahmana? In the disguise of a Brahmana is a Dharma Devta, to test them, that how benevolent they are in giving to the guest. So that guest comes, Dharma Devta comes and tells to the Oghavati that I want to enjoy your body. I am attracted to your body. So as a duty to fulfill. So she goes and tells her husband that this is what is demanded. And husband says, oh, it's our duty as a grihastha to fulfill the desire. And then what happens? The wife says, okay, if that is what you order me, then I will go, not otherwise. So in a mind surrendered to her husband to fulfill the desire of the husband, which is as per the scriptures, she goes and acts. Her body is acting, is working, right? Shariram Kevalam Karma. She's acting, but in the mind, In the intelligence, who is there? The order of the husband. On the order of the husband. Not that she's enjoying, thinking, oh wow, another man. No, that is not the consciousness. So Chaitanya is control. On the order of husband, following the dharma, body is acting. And that kind of act does not give reactions. See how subtle it is. Of course, when she got ready and she told, this is what my husband has told. So please, whatever you desire. And then that Dharma Devata, who has come to test that couple, became so happy. He said, I have come to test you. I benedict you. And he gives all the blessings. So see how the acting without any desire for sense gratification, when it is done, it is just body is acting, not the mind and intelligence. No reactions. So Arjuna, coming to Arjuna here, Krishna is telling this to Arjuna, act from your body. In the sense, you are a Kshatriya, you are supposed to fight. It's your duty. Right? A Kshatriya is supposed to rule the kingdom. So he needs something. He's not fighting out of he wanted the kingdom to enjoy. It is a duty of a Kshatriya to earn by giving the taxes. So he needs some villages. So though he was entitled for half the kingdom, Krishna went and told, give 5 villages to the 5 Pandavas. They will be happy because they have to survive. Shariram kevalam karma. They will survive by taxing the villages and taking care and maintaining the village. They will be happy. Shariram kevalam karma. But then Duryodhana did not agree. And that's how the war took place. So see, Shariram keval. So Arjuna was right. That for what he was fighting, he was not fighting out of aggrandizement for gaining the kingdom, holding over the kingdom, the proprietorship, my kingdom. No. Shariram kevalam karma. So we have a right to maintain our body, but not at the cost of others. If we have the right to maintain the body, all other living entities have the right to maintain the body. Isn't it? So then why to kill another body for our taste of the tongue? The people who eat non-veg, who kill other animals. So, if we have a right, Shariram Kevalam, what about other animals? Someone who does that, Kilbisham will get a lot of sinful activities. So, Nirashir, Yatachittatma, Tyaktva Sarva, Parigraha, Shariram Kevalam Karma, Kurvanti Na Apnoti, Kilbisham. Such a man of understanding acts with mind and intelligence perfectly controlled, gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possessions, and acts only for the bare necessities of life. And that too, earning for the bare necessities of life. And in that too in a religious way, not cheating others. Thus working, he is not affected by the sinful reactions. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Any questions for the today's verse? If we have any, we can take one. Otherwise, the time for the kirtan. Okay. Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.